31 minutes. He had 20 points. He had 3 steals. He had 8 assists and 11 rebounds. Like that is, oh no, that was against the Wolves. It was even better. It was even better. Yeah, because I was like, where's his block? So his stats were even better. He had less points, but less time. He played 24 minutes, had 16 points. He had a block. He had 9 assists, which is crazy in 24 minutes. And he had 3 rebounds, but he shot 4 for 5 from 3. Like he was just on point. And then 55.6% for the night. So when me and Apollo were talking and we wanted to know who our player of the game was, it had to go to Tyler Kolek because he was just super impressive once again. So, Frank, what are your thoughts on what you're seeing in Tyler Kolek?
I mean, it's found money, right? Because you got Deuce McBride, who's still on the mend and coming back, and then you have a guy who can step in and give you Deuce McBride quality, really playing, to a level where you don't compare him to anybody else on the roster. He's really giving you something that we haven't had for a long time. Yep. So having 16-9, the big block, which Donovan Mitchell is still salty about. I mean, he had a great game, and seeing his development, he's had a couple of good games in a row. You just talked about the 20-point performance before this.
Yep.
So I would love to see it continue going, and I would love to see him continue to keep that role carved out as we get some of those bench players back, as we get a guy like Deuce McBride back in the rotation.
Yeah. You know what's so cool is besides just the stats, it's seeing how even the veterans respond to his leadership. Like, it doesn't matter if he's talking to another rookie or he's talking to a vet. Like, he talks with authority. Like, he knows the game, and he's going to voice his opinion. He's going to run that offense. And it's so cool because so many people were like, nah, Jalen Brunson has to be, running that point style position. But you look at the moments that they actually have on the court together, and him being on the court makes Jalen Brunson look even better because his game is even more effortless. Like those catch and shoot threes that Jalen's getting, he's nailing them at such a high clip because it's allowing people to be drawn to where the offense is moving, which is with Tyler Kolek, which allows JB to sneak off here and there. So he's made some great plays, not just offensively leading, but defensively, that poke away in the fourth quarter to get Mikal the shot that he needed, the confidence to drive, even though he missed that last shot, it led 2 people to guard him, which left Cat undefended to be able to catch it off the rebound and shoot it back up. So it was like he was making impactful plays from the start of the game to the end of the game, and he doesn't shrink back in those big star minutes. And that is so important. Like, you can't teach that. You can't teach that fearless capability to say, I don't care that the game's on the line. I know who I am as a player, and I know I can do this. And so he was standout when it comes to that. But besides him, and I'm going to throw this to Apollo and then Ebony, this game reminded me once again of the game at the Cup, where Jalen Brunson and everyone watching has to be honest and say, we do not win this game without these guys. And that's Jordan Clarkson, Mitchell Robinson, and Tyler Kolek. Like, there is no way you win the game without those 3 guys. The offensive rebounds, and I'm going to throw it to you, Eb. I see you burning up with your love for Mitch. Apollo's going to go first because we're going to, have a little structure here. But I know you love Mitch, and Mitch's impact on the boards was detrimental to us winning that game. What are your thoughts, Apollo, on these 3 and the fact that they continue to be what gets us to win when our starters just can't do it?
It's so important, man. We talked all year last year about having a bench that was reliable, a bench that took the pressure off of the starting lineup to have to be in the game all game long just to be able to stay in the game. Now you have guys like Colton. Now don't get me wrong, like I told people from the beginning, Jordan Clarkson is not going to be on fire every single game.
Yep.
But what I do love about what Jordan Clarkson brings It's his intensity. He's going to attack every single time. There's never going to be a play where he's going to take a play off. He's going to try. Listen, he's not the greatest defender either, but he's going to try his hardest every single time that he's out there. And of course, Mitch, we saw Mitch's value in the playoffs. This is what more can you say? You know what I mean? The guy is just, he doesn't have to put a point on the board in order for him to impact the game, like extremely positively. And of course, we started talking off about Kolek. It's every game is always something. It's something new. It's almost like, yo, what? So what do we have to do to adjust to this? Because now we have to adjust to Kolek. Having a guy like Kolek on this team, and the fact that we can trust him with the ball in his hands with Jalen Brunson on the floor is astronomical for this team. We were looking for someone to just be able to trust with the ball in their hands when Jalen wasn't on the floor.
Yep.
But now you're starting to get that with him on the floor. That's huge. That's really, really big. And that's something that unfortunately guys like Deuce don't really bring you. So, like I said earlier, it's a blessing in disguise. Deuce being out and Josh getting hurt last night, it opened this opportunity for Kolek to consistently at this point for games. It's not just a one game kind of small sample size kind of thing. It's a lot of games now that he's showing you his value and how much this team needs a player like him. So they're absolutely, those three guys. We don't win that game without those guys, and there'll be a lot more games like this throughout the season.
Yeah, you know what I love about what you were saying is Jordan Clarkson's not perfect. People that expect him to be perfect is ridiculous, But we didn't get him to be perfection in the entirety of his time out there. We brought him because we know that when he clicks, he can be a loose cannon and destroy teams, and he's got that confidence that even some of his shots where you're like, what do you do? Oh, that went in.
No. Yes.
No, ballerina spinning in the air 6 times. What are you doing? And it's like, swish, like, holy crap, like it's crazy to watch. But what I love about him and I love about Kolek is when they don't make the right read or they do mess up on a play, you see how much it affects them. Like they take it personally, like they're doing something wrong to the team. They're apologizing to their teammates. They're beating themselves up and they're like, okay, but they're not like moping. Like Julius Randle would make a mistake. The game wouldn't be his and he was out, like he was just going to cry the whole time. These guys are going to take it and go, okay, but how do I become better for the rest of the game? And so that's what I love about that. And like you were saying, when it comes to Kolek, he's soaking up everything that he's watching from Jalen Brunson like a sponge. Like he's always had the basketball IQ, but he's studying Jalen Brunson offensively and using and imitating his footwork and confidence to drive to the basket or take the shot, which he wasn't having last season because lack of, actual touches of the ball. But now he's so confident and he's gaining all these things that you see in Jalen Brunson, but he's also learning from the McBrides and the McHales on how to do it defensively. And so what do you really want in a point guard coming off the bench? Kind of the same thing that the Celtics wanted when their point guard would be out and Pritchard would step back in. That it was kind of like they weren't really missing a giant step. Yes, it was a step, but it wasn't a giant step because he was an imitation of what was already there. And so God forbid something was to happen with JB and he was out a few games. We have a guy who can emulate his style of play and has been learning from him game in and game out. You couldn't say that about any of the other guys. You couldn't substitute in, Miles McBride and feel like you were going to get that same thing, or Jordan or Shamit or any of those guys. So Kolek is like that piece that we've been wanting. And to me, the same way that Ebony and Lee have had the never trade Mitch, it's going to be never trade Kolek for me. Like, let this guy die in the orange and blue.
Never trade Mitch.
Never trade Mitch. Never trade Kolek. All right, Ebony, this is your time. I know you've been burning with desire since I said the word Mitch. So let us have it.
I thought I'm good. The mute button be kicking my butt, yo. I'm sorry. But no, I'm gonna save Mitch for last because first I just want to get this out the way. I'm gonna apologize to Tyler Kolek because I wasn't a believer. But I misjudged him. I did misjudge him because, like my bro Lee, who's in the chat, he is a student of the game. You could tell he watches a lot of film. He's always a gym rat, and with work comes confidence. So it's never a frozen, deer in the headlights kind of thing. You're never scared of the shot because you believe in the work. You've put it in, pulse. You've done that. So we just he I have to apologize because I was wrong about him and he's learning and I was skeptical about him because I felt the game didn't slow down enough for him at this point in his game, and it's definitely playing is the best teacher. You talk about and working on the other end. On defense is all about will and determination. Just how much you want to not let somebody else score on you. Just believing you not going to score on me. I'm not letting that happen. So you see a lot him being more confident on that end, knowing that he doesn't really have to do it on his own just as a unit. I just have to be a good team defender. And you saw that in the game. It was a time where back-to-back not two players that are not known for defense made big defensive plays. And it was on back-to-back plays. It was in the second quarter when we were making that other comeback. You had Kolek get an offensive foul, and then you had Cat get an offensive foul. So I had always said that with Kolek, he just had to make it hard for people pause. Like he make them go to their second and third move. Don't just let them blow by you. And you see him doing that. He's making good rotations. They on time. They on point. He's where he is. He needs to be on offense, and that comes with playing. And a coach believe in you. You can make a mistake because you learn the most from your mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's the Kobe quote? Hold on. I'm gonna get it. That what is it about? Okay, but I know the Pat Summitt quote. That's for sure. You can't always be the most talented or the most gifted person in the room, but you can be the most competitive, and that is what Kolek is doing. Just competing, and I apologize. I read him wrong, and I'm gonna be the first one to say sorry. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So and he has a fan in me because I appreciate players that play like that just keep coming at you. Okay, I made a mistake. On to the next. I love it. I love players with short memories.
Yeah, that play against Donovan, that was a defensive play that saved the game. Like it was one of those plays that looked like it was a guaranteed bucket. And Kolek all of a sudden got a burst of sonic energy and straight up said, nope, not happening. And he knew immediately when they called the foul, he knew it was all ball. Like he said it straight up. He said, nope, all ball, challenge it right now. Because he knows the grind that he puts in and he has confidence in that. So I agree. So let's hear, before we go into the next pour, let's hear your Mitch praise. Your Mitch praise.
Okay, definitely gonna go into that. I found the Kobe quote that I was trying to get you. It says, once you know what failure feels like, determination chases success. So once you start making mistakes on court, you don't want to feel like that again. You don't want the feeling of letting your teammates and your team down like that again, ever again. So you work on it. So it's not a problem. You work on it. I'm going to work on this defense. I'm going to work. If I can't be the best, I'm going to play angles because defense is just really angles. I'm just going to beat you to the spot or play you to my help. Like, help me, please. That's okay on defense. You know, that's okay. So, but for my guy Mitch, I always tell all the time, there's only one ball. What are you going to do when you don't have it? How are you going to impact the game when you don't have the ball? And this is why I've been a Mitch fan for so many times. And I felt like the meme, where's the one person with the sword and there's mad people coming at you. I was with all of that over Mitch because I understand his impact and that what he does, everybody can't do. And everybody that people try to trade him for, he shows them why they shouldn't say that ever again. But again, people who have their doubts about him, he has a couple of bad games. Now he's washed. The season is very long. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Some people have bad games. The ones who have the least bad games Those are called superstars.
Yeah.
So role players, and if you get somebody that you don't need the ball and people have to scheme against, that's a plus. You can't get that from many players. People literally have to gang rebound against this man. That stops fast breaks. You talk about his lack of offensive game, but I've been saying for years I would take an offensive rebound from Mitch and Jalen Brunson 3 over him and his offensive game. I take that trade off. A wide open Jalen Brunson 3 or for Mitch
Rebound,
Mitch's
yeah.
offensive rebound.
Mhm.
I take that. And
Yeah.
doesn't need the ball to do that. Sets great screens. Get some of our players the easiest baskets they get all games from his offensive rebounding and his screen. He's
Yeah.
a big that moves. You talk about his perimeter defense. When people come off the pick and roll, he makes them think. He makes everybody hesitate. They think about it. That hesitation is enough to make his teammates help him or recover or contest. And that's what we've been doing that's better in this stretch and why I gave them to the All-Star break as grace as a team, because all this takes time to be muscle memory. Because when you playing as a team, if one person off, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I like even better than his offensive rebounds is his media persona. You know, like his answers are so short and like so snippy. You know, like Fred Katz was asking him like, "Yo, do you think that like you can get hot streaks as a rebounder?" And he's like, "No." And
No.
he's like, "So you don't feel that way?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "You don't feel like you can get on a hot streak? Like you're on one right now?" He's like, "No." Like it's just like he's a no nonsense kind of guy. But then he'll come out in a giant like orange rimmed out truck,
Huge truck. Yeah.
here coming out of MSG, bigger than the streets of New York. You know, so
you know how much I love Mitch, and I always say the saying that I've been saying since I've been doing content creating, that you don't, and how I view sports, and especially basketball. You don't need a bunch of superstars. You just need a bunch of people to star in their roles.
Yeah.
And we have that. And Mitch is at elite at what he does. People can be superstars just for being good on the offensive court. Why can't that be the case for the other? We
Yeah.
have a defensive playmaker, a defensive star on that, and we have multiple. It's two sides of the court. We're going to quote again, go to my girl, RIP, rest in peace, Pat Summitt. You already know defense and rebounds win championships.
Yeah.
You don't get rid of that. You hold on. Somebody that don't have to have the ball at all and has teams scheming, worrying. Why would
Pay that
why
man.
Would you
Yeah, pay that man, or like Walter White said, he'll be leaving for the bag this summer if we don't. So
Pay that man.
never trade that man? Like
hopefully we pay that man. All right, so like you said, you don't have to just be a star on the offensive end. You can be a star on the defensive end, and that should get praised. And so just like that, this show is about basketball, but it's also about whiskey. So we've just talked about one star. Now it's time to talk about another. And Mr. Ben loves this star more than he likes the other star. So we're going to let Molly let us know what we're drinking next. And then Ben can tell us how amazing it is since he has a better collection than all of us. All right.
Oh, come on.
All right, Molly, which one are we going with next?
I'm going to suggest that we kind of track along with the game from yesterday, and when you're 17 points down and you're going in for halftime, and you need to kind of reset. You're going to reach for barrel number 2. This is a little bit darker.
So we have 6. We have 1, 6, and 7.
Okay, great. Yeah, 6 also fits the bill.
Okay.
Let's reach for number 6. Little bit moodier, little bit more serious. It's appropriate for a reset. Sit back and take stock. As Ebony said, think about what you're going to do when you don't have the ball. What the team? What are you doing in your reset? And this is an extraordinary pour. I think you will enjoy it very much. And Ebony, apologies. You will be on our distribution list, my friend, for future samples.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, Ben. What? Tell us a little bit about this one that you've experienced.
All right, so I've had this one before. I didn't pour it right then. This one right here is very surprising So when Molly first introduced the 15 to us, we thought she introduced barrel 3, and barrel 3 was absolutely phenomenal. But then I would tell you guys, when you get into these 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7, they just kind of jump off the page, and that's what happened when I tried 6. Very bold. I would say almost pushy.
Yeah.
I would say pushy. Very flavorful. Let me see what notes I get out of. I want to say molasses or honeysuckle.
Yeah.
Honeysuckle. But it's what I get is it just pushes, and I like it. It just stays with me.
I like that. I like the it pushes, because we were just talking about, the game, and to me, if this was like a player on the Knicks, this would be like Jordan Clarkson. Like this is one of those, like, you see him coming through the tunnel, fashion forward, like he just everything he does, he like pushes it to excellence, like, and it doesn't have to be like the first bottle that we opened, where it's so many flavors that it appeals to so many other people. Like this might not appeal to as big of a crowd. Like some people might not like Jordan Clarkson, but the ones who do like Jordan Clarkson really like Jordan Clarkson. Like I wanted him here in a Knicks uniform for the past 3 seasons, and everyone thought that I was like off my rocker. And so when we announced that we were actually signing him, I was on cloud 9. And so that's like this. That's what this is to me. It's like it's that pour that when you drink it and you like it, you don't just like it, like you love it. Like this is dang good. This is really good.
Good.
It's interesting you say that, Phil, because like hearing Ben describe it, immediately my mind went to OG Anunoby. I'm like, it has broad shoulders, like it asserts itself. You know what I mean? Like it's an enforcer in some ways. Like I'm thinking OG all day.
That's a good comparison. That's a good comparison.
Very
like
bold.
this is one that will stop you in your tracks. So it goes very good with the OG Anunoby comparison. I like that.
Yeah. I know Jordan Clarkson is he can be very cold and hot at times, but I feel like he's very comfortable with and his effort on D has surprised me. But he competes on that end. He might not be the best, but he tries.
Yeah,
He tries. He puts the effort into it, and I like that he's comfortable. Again, just play your game. Sometimes it looked like he was hesitant. Do I shoot? Do I pass? New game. You want to play well for your team. You might overthink yourself, overhype yourself, and I feel like he has found his way. And like you mentioned, push the pace. In the start of our run, he was the starter of our run, pushing the pace, taking bold shots. Playing his game. Just get us some buckets. You have the free reign to get us some buckets. That's what you do. So I know he's having a ball.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Man, this is such a good pour, Molly. I really, really like this.
It's nice. I like this.
I'm jealous.
You're going to get them all. I promise you. I promise you. If I could have gotten it to you in the 24 hours that I knew you were going to be on the episode, I would have. But Santa didn't reply to me when I hit him up. So he said, "Bah, I'm busy." So
I get
it. I love it. I love it.
Phil, we know that it's special to Molly. Let's get her take on it.
Yeah. What do you think of batch 6?
Batch 6. This one is really velvety. It's got a great velvety mouthfeel. Super smooth, 133 proof, and it's got a nice flavor profile. I agree with pushy. I mean, I agree with confident, bold. Definitely very flavorful. It's well rounded. And it's got some complexity, but it's definitely one to kind of sit back, take a pause, savor, and make your plan. Know that you can still come out strong and be resilient, be undefeated.
Yeah. You know what I love about this is
That's
like
flex on him.
like you were talking about the proof. What I love about this is that I love high proof. You know, like to me, it doesn't matter. If it tastes good, it tastes good. You know, like I'm not one of those proof Nazis that's like, oh, it's not 140. I don't want it in my collection. You know, that those guys have sparked up in the industry over the last 2 years. But I'm also like not someone that's only going to buy based off proof, because I drink whiskey with a ton of people. You know, like if Frank comes over, I'm going to have whiskey. You know, if like when me and Apollo first met and he hadn't been a like whiskey connoisseur, like we're going to have whiskey, you know, we're going to hang out. And so for me, what I love about this is, as someone who likes high proof, it's delicious, but it also doesn't drink excessive for its proof. You know, there's some bottles that I'm like, man, this tastes so good, but at this proof point, I can't share it with certain people. Like this is not one of those. I feel like it drinks under its proof, but not in a less flavorful because it drinks under its proof. But it's like, it's good, but it's not the burn that some, you know, some bottles give you just because they're at that high proof, you know, and that's pretty much all you taste. So I love it. I love that it drinks under its proof, but has all the flavors that you would love from a high proof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Preach.
All right. So let's go into the next little category. I'm going to do this fun little one because I've had it on the show for the past 2 weeks and I've completely forgotten to do it because we've gotten so deep into the Knicks talk, where we're going to have a little game of Knictionary for those of you that are Knicks fans here, whether on the panel or in the chat. And if you're in the chat and you have something to say and you want to come on up and say it, you are more than welcome to come and drop some Knicks takes or ask Molly any questions about Oakley. So I'm going to put the link in the chat right there. And if you're on Instagram and you want to join and you don't see this because you're not on Twitter or on YouTube, just drop me a message and I'll send it to you personally as well. But we're going to play a little game of Knictionary where we're going to have you guys, based off of the pictures here, try to decide which New York Knick this is. And this one's a little bit easier. I wanted to make it a little easier for you guys. All right. So some of them are pretty hard, so this one's a little bit easy. So I'm going to throw this up and let you guys do your thing. So I'm actually going to pull it on the side screen because I like seeing your guys' reactions more than I like just having it on top, you know. So I'm going to grab this little file right here.
I'm ready.
And we're going to go.
Paulo locked in.
Let's see what we got. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. Apollo's ready. He's got this.
Mhm.
All right. No, it's not that one. It's going to be week 10 right there. Week 9. Yeah, I was supposed to do this 2 weeks ago and finished the episode and was like, well, that didn't happen. So, and then last week I was like, all right, I'll do it now. And that didn't happen. So now it's definitely going to happen. All right. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Boom.
Ooh.
Oh, that's easy.
Yep. That was quick. That was quick.
Come on.
How you feeling, Apollo? How you feeling, Ebony?
I don't know. I guess
I think I got it.
Come on now. All you gotta do is this right here. LJ running up to him.
Got it.
All right. How we
Got
doing, Eb? How we doing?
Got it.
I'm sorry. Roses and petunias.
I got it. I got it.
All right. So Frank said he got it first, so I'm gonna let Frank go, and if he didn't, then Apollo can go.
Oh no, he told me the answer, so I'm sure he's got it.
we were sharing homework. I got this all day.
Y'all cheating in my class. I feel you.
This is definitely Allen Houston, baby.
Yes.
There we go.
Mhm.
Allen Houston. We got Al Capone at the top. We got Jeremy Lin. So Al, Lin, all the Houston teams, the Rockets, the Astros, the Texans. Al, Lin, Houston.
That was good.
That was a good one. That was
Okay,
fun.
I see what they're playing. Okay.
You know, he was one of the reasons I wore my basketball number, but for some reason Al did not come. I kept saying Capone. Capone who?
That's why I didn't get it at first either. I'm like Capone.
And that's why you always got to go, okay, none of the players' names are Capone that ever played for the Knicks that I know of. So what other piece makes sense in the equation? That's what's cool about Knictionary. You find something that makes sense anywhere in the rotation, and you're able to, find it. So that was awesome. Appreciate you guys. That was good.
I didn't get it right away, but I blame the Oakley.
No, please.
Sad thing is, I didn't even have none.
I like that.
That's that high proof getting to Apollo tonight.
Yep.
All right. So let's talk about this real quick, and then we're going to go into the next pour. This right here, and this is a segment that I don't know if we had this when you were on the show last, Frank, but I added this because I felt like it was necessary. And this is my run that back. Now I run that back segment of the show. So I either see something or I hear something that I'm like, no, we got to draw attention to that. So this one was a Twitter post this time, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So there's this post right here, okay, that says the all whites starting five of the NBA. First, that's crazy, because if you throw in any other race, in that, like, the comment section's going crazy, but the all whites, that's allowed. So that was funny. But then the comments had me going crazy. I was dying. All right. This one right here. This made my day right here. Tyler Kolek is already making the all whites greatest of all time team for many NBA fans.
I see nothing wrong here.
1,000 people agree.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, look at all
That's a
those
tough
likes.
squad.
Look at all those likes, 23 retweets, and there was actually even more. See, I'd take Kolek over any of these guys. Like, that's crazy. That's some crazy talk over any of those guys. You got Dirk Nowitzki in there. You got Luka. You got Larry Bird. So Tyler Kolek Hive is very, very deep, and I'm very thankful for that. Because that's been my day one that I've been pushing is my Tyler Kolek agenda. So I'm very thankful to see that I'm not the only one that is that delusional to love Tyler Kolek that much. But another topic, James Dolan became Santa Claus and started handing out game balls at the end of the game the other day, which, this guy, rarely shows his face, and then all of a sudden
I didn't even
we're all
see
like,
that. I'm glad I didn't see that.
oh, you didn't? Well, let me ruin your life real quick.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Here's Dolan Claus.
Oh, my
This-
Lord.
The star of JD and the Straight Shots right there.
Right.
It's just so
my
funny that,
God.
like, he doesn't show his face for, like, most things, and then all of a sudden, like, the Knicks are thriving and he is here. But without further ado, I see someone in the backstage who is one of my favorite people in all of the Knicks community, and his name is Lee Escobedo. He is the Latin assassin from the Nick of Time show. So he's going to come up and give us a little take on what he's seeing from this last game with the New York Knicks before we go into the last pour of the night and then predictions for the next game. So without further ado, if you guys don't know who Lee Escobedo is, he is not only part of the Nick of Time show where he drops bombs every night in the pregame, in the post games, but he's also an incredible writer and has an amazing Substack where he's been writing for Bleacher Report and so many other people. And all of his articles are fire. So shout out to my guy, Lee Escobedo. What up, Lee?
Family.
Guy.
I didn't
What up,
come
what
on and take over the show. I just wanted to ask one question to the entire panel, everybody here. With the year closing down, the Knicks playing great. I want to know what everyone was thankful for this holiday season. It's been a tough one this year, and for many reasons. And I just wanted to hear what everyone's thankful for. Just at the Christmas spirit, keep it going, keep it good vibes going. And I will start first. I am thankful this year for my sister Ebony coming on this podcast and returning. Everyone, that life is like seasons. We all have ups and downs. My sister's been going through it lately. I'm not to get into the details, but I've been keeping in contact with her, and to see her smiling face on this show has really made my Christmas. It's been the best gift that I've been able to get, and there's a few reasons for that. I'll land my plane so everyone else can go. One, she's taught me just about everything I know about basketball at a higher level. The reason I've been able to absorb and learn X's and O's and play calling is because I was challenged by Ebony, just being on a panel with her and hearing her talk and hearing her break down the game, wanted me to become a better watcher and a better learner of the game. Second, she also does so in such an accessible way. Her personality, her charisma makes you want to listen to what she has to say. And she does it in a way she's never talking over you. She's talking with you, teaching you the game. And that made me really develop my writing style, my speaking style to try to do the same. Sometimes I had to slow down. Jay always asks me, hey, can you define that real quick? Because I don't know if the audience know what you're talking about. I'm not at Ebony's level yet, but I'm trying to get there. And then on a personal level, she's one of the dearest friends I've ever had in my entire life. She's someone who has looked out for me. She's called me out. She's made me a better person, and she's made me a better friend. And she is top 3 favorite people I have on this earth. I love her dearly. And so when I saw her on this panel, I had to hop on and give some flowers.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we can definitely bounce around with that. And I'll go, and then Apollo, Frank, Ben, Molly, for me, the Nick of Time crew and Apollo also know it's kind of been a crazy year for me and my family. With some things of like the selling of our home and things kind of falling apart there, and just some crazy seasons that we're in. But we've had some really, really great friends that have really like stuck by us through the whole thing. Specifically a family called the Boyds, constantly there to uplift us, to, question, how things are going, to pray for us, and just be kind of like beacons of light in every single season that we've been in this past year, which makes days like yesterday go, man, things are crazy, but like, they're helping us put things into perspective, that regardless of how crazy things are, there's so many things to rejoice about right now, and sometimes without quality friends like that in these seasons, they can be rough, they can be tough. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for opportunities to, still do things that I love, even in the midst of the craziness. And so that's one thing I'm thankful for. Apollo, what up?
Man, it's been a rough year. For those that don't know, I tore my Achilles in July on vacation with my family. Playing basketball, of course, with my nephew. Trying to show him like, listen, I still got it, and listen, it's on video, so I still got it, but
Still got game.
it just didn't end well for me, unfortunately. But what I'm thankful for is my family, my wife and my kids, man. Being able to be home. I work a lot, you know what I mean? I'm always at work. Being able to be home with my family and to take my kids to school and pick them up from school, it meant the world to me. Like I've been able to appreciate them in a way that I haven't been able to do so because I've been working so much. And just being home and being around them and spending time with my wife and because a lot of the time I come home from work and I'm tired. I'm a manager. If you guys don't know, I'm a manager at at apartment complex. I'm a maintenance manager. So I'm always making orders and contacting vendors and a lot of stuff that fall on my shoulders at work. So when I come home, I just like to relax and decompress. And sometimes I take it a little bit too far, and I worry more about decompressing than I do about my family. And in that process, it allowed me to realize how much I needed them to decompress. So, thanking God for my family and being able to see them in a different light at this point in my life is the most important thing that, I could ask for this holiday season. So yeah, man, that's it, man. My family, my kids, my 2 boys that run my nerves all day long. But I wish my dad was there for me the way I am for them. You know what I mean? So that's a blessing for me.
And that's for your family, not for you. Because
Facts.
because I appreciate your family, like with the long schedule that you have, your wife, my wife, giving us these opportunities to like still do this, like not begrudgingly, but as support, to be like, yo, you love this. No, it's not knocking down the door with, people throwing money at you to do this, but it's a passion of yours. And if it's important to you, it's important to us. So shout out to the wifeys. Frank, what up, Mr. Up Rocks?
Yeah. For me, this year has been pretty steady, pretty quality. Very happy with the things I was able to accomplish. I'm thankful for connections. Lee asking this question, I appreciate you throwing the alley-oop and giving everybody an opportunity to express themselves. Phil, we've been connected for a long time, and being able to connect with you, doing this podcast has been dope. Apollo, likewise, listening to your music and connecting with you through the podcast has been awesome. Ben, you already know, Black Bourbon Run is how we connected, and I'm very, very thankful to have that connection. Ben's a
Absolutely.
great gentleman, and I'm very happy that we got a chance to get a lot closer this year. Talking about Molly, I could say so many things, but I'm just eternally grateful that we were able to cross paths in life because we see things in a very similar way. And then, Ebony, you are speaking to my soul with the Mitch talk right now. I mean, I think that Mitch is the pillar of the Knicks. Where would we be without Mitchell Robinson right now? If you think about where the Knicks would be without that man on the roster, there's no replacing him. So being able to make all these connections and many more, with family, obviously love my family, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece and my nephew, and then my extended family, my friends. I'm just very grateful this year for connection.
Yeah, I love that. And speaking of, connection, it's like so many people are so tight with their connections, that it's like, nah, these are mine, and one thing I love, one thing I love about Frank is like, nah, if you're my people, like, why can't we all get something? Why
Pass the
can't we
rock.
all, why can't we all grow from this? And so I'm very thankful for that connection and the authenticity, in the person you are, and the fact that what you are online is not different from who you are behind closed doors. Like, you're just a solid dude through and through. So I appreciate you. And then speaking of Black Bourbon Run, that's something I've been dying to go on this thing, like, so this has to happen. Like, I keep watching through social media and I'm not okay with that, so next year, Knicks Nightcap needs to be a part of this Black Bourbon Run because there's no reason for us not to be, so let's make that happen. All right. I'm using Ben as my source.
You got it, bro. You got it.
Ben said I could come, Ben said,
hey, Ben say, hey, Phil's there. Let's do it.
Is Frank the Tyler Kolek of the bourbon community?
Pretty much.
Most improved player.
He drops downs on everybody.
There you go.
I like it, man.
All right, Ben, what about you, brother?
All right, so hey, I want to thank Lee for leading with this, because it's extremely important that because sometimes we kind of forget, we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, we just forget to pause and just say thanks. Mm-hmm. And so I am grateful. I am so thankful for the holiday season, and my youngest daughter, she actually lives in Jersey now, so you may be seeing me in New York. You never know. So she came home, and so I was happy. I had the opportunity to be with all of my family, my two girls, my grandkids, my son-in-law. And so we all just kicked it this week, and just been together. So that's been a blessing to me. And then just to echo on what Frank said, it's extremely important to have an outlet because we get caught up in the hustle and bustle every single day. And so with Black Bourbon Run, the guys and the girls to just give me an outlet to kind of communicate with, to kind of run around with, chase bourbon, taste bourbon. We have Friendsgivings and things like that. So I am greatly appreciative for Black Bourbon Run. And last but not least, the young lady, Molly, she kind of brought me on and kind of introduced her brand to me. And we have a really good relationship, a good friendship. And, we get a chance to chop it up each week. So I'm just so thankful to have her in my life.
I love that. All right. And then Molly, the one who brought multiple worlds together.
Here we are. Well, and I also want to thank Lee for the question. Really lovely. And everyone so far is actually giving a gift in their answer. So Apollo, I really encourage you to play your answer for your wife and kids because that will be a gift to them and the best gift that you could give them. I grew up in a little tiny town in Minnesota. I'm here right now. And we were 614 people. Every time that I'm back, I'm really reminded of the heart and soul of this community, of this town. We actually had a fundraiser for the local elementary school. The church hosted it, and we all went in and sang carols together. And it was full up, and we were all singing together, and in the spirit of the season. And that was such a reminder of what it feels like. And I was blessed and fortunate to grow up in this little tiny town where everyone's here to help and everyone pulls together. And my experience in creating Oakley has been very much the same. We're really building a village, person by person, welcoming people in, and it's just been an absolute gift and a blessing that I get a chance to meet people individually, one by one. My phone is full of messages, and people have my personal phone number and reach out all the time. And we're building family, and one person at a time. So it's through a shared passion. And Phil, you and Apollo and Ebony clearly, also have a passion for a sport and being a part of that and following a team. And where you have those things and can share those things, we find an affinity, we find a collective effervescence, we find those things that really bring meaning and joy to our lives. So that's what I'm most grateful for, and happy to celebrate it here tonight with all of you.
Thank you. We appreciate you letting us have a little glimpse into it and be part of it. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
All right, Eb. Besides Mitch, what are you thankful for?
Nah, y'all know, like I said in the chat, if he was to go, he would go. I appreciate his service, It's all about the front of the jersey for me always. But why is he here? Let's get this chip. But I just wanted to say, because Lee was trying to make me cry. Yeah, 2025 has been super rough. But I like to think that I'm a competitor, and just like the Knicks and the Cavs, even though you may be down, I'm on the run. So I'm excited to see 2026. I'm super thankful for my family, my parents, like my aunts, cousins. I'm an only child, but my cousins are like my siblings because we grew up together. So my family is very tight knit. We spend basically all the holidays at my grandma's. But just my little family, also my Mister, my son, keeps it interesting. Until today, I'm trying to watch the Nick game, part of the Nick game I missed because Christmas yesterday. I couldn't really lock in. And I had to duck a VR. I'm ducking VR. Why he's on a Nick game? Why I'm trying to focus on the Nick game? I see arms coming this way. I'm like, oh no, but he keeps me on my toes, and I wouldn't trade him for anything in the world. And I just want to say and we talk about connections, the Nick community, just and especially my KOT fam, having another outlet. Somebody that connect with that has the same passions like was mentioned is huge. And doing it with respect, understanding we're not gonna always agree, but it's still respectful. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate this Knicks community, Twitter community, the social media community. I got to meet a lot of y'all in person, and all the DMs and messages. Yeah, I hope I seen it. My phone a little wacky, but the ones that I did see, I appreciated them all. You don't know what your words and kind words have done. When I came here on to podcasting, I was tired of the box score watchers. I was tired of going to certain channels and telling that they didn't watch this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not how the game went. And it was like that with a lot of channels. So I said I try to do my part, and try to do it on a simple level that teaches the game so everybody can understand. People, when you play basketball, people think you're better than them sometimes when it comes to this. And I never wanted people to feel that way when conversing with me. So.
I love that.
Right.
Eb, I'll tell you straight up, Eb, it's never come off that way. Since the first time we connected on Twitter, and I was like, yo, I need you on my show. Since that point, it's never been that way. And I think that's one thing I've always loved, about the way you speak about the game is that you're passionate, but you never speak at people. You speak with them. And that's a quality that whether you're in, the Knicks content game or even in the whiskey game, there's sometimes, I'll see someone, on social media and I'm like, I gotta unfollow because I always feel like they're on this like pedestal of like, let me tell you how great I am in this whiskey industry with my collection and my connections. And I'm like, yo, that's not fun. Like I don't even like your tasting notes, like unfollow, so I love that you've never been that way. Just like Frank's never been that way. And obviously Molly, Ben, Apollo, Lee, none of y'all have. And so that's the fun thing for me with this show is like finding the diamonds in the rough on both of those spectrums and trying to bring them together. And it's what makes
if I'm sorry, because if I may say, and you do it so well because like it's mixing two things, especially that I love to get together. I used to tell people I changed a lot, y'all. I changed. That my major in school was drinking at one time. That was basketball with a minor of it. Like
relatable.
Major was basketball, minor was a minor. Nah, I'm just playing. I just joke around with people. Like you mentioned, other good-hearted people that you could laugh around, connect with. It was nice meeting you all tonight, and can't wait to try the samples. Like Bart Scott, I can't wait. So thank you, Phil and Apollo, for making this happen. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So before we get off, we're going to go and we're going to try this next pour. All right. Saving the big boy for last. Barrel date 2007, bottled 2022. And this is a 131 proof as well. Tell us a little bit about this one, Molly.
This is a 131 proof, barrel number 7. Save this one for last because I think it can carry you through beyond the successful game and into the later part of the night when you're put your foot, your feet on the footstool and you put on your official Knicks plaid cozy. You saw it here first, and sort of sit back and enjoy the victory, and reflect on all those special moments. So this one has some surprises. It's got a few very interesting notes, unexpected. It has its own personality. One thing that is very nice about this, and I think the reason that it does kind of allow us to kind of coast beyond the game and into the evening. Nice long finish. It's very balanced across the board, but it's got a nice long finish. It's just kind of like a long buttery finish that is a particularly special element of this barrel.
I love it. It smells delicious, so I'm excited to get into it. And since we have Lee up here now, and Frank kind of killed that last one of the dictionary too quick, I'm going to do one more because why the heck not? I didn't do one the last 2 weeks, so
I need redemption, Phil.
All right. All right. This one's a little bit harder, so let's see what y'all got while we sample this and then give our tasting experience. All right, chat. This is for you too.
I got it.
All right.
You got it already.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
That second one's messing me up. I already know the first and the last two. The second one's messing me up.
Well, and you should be able to get it if you got those 3.
Yeah. My brain not working today.
All right, Mr. Lee Escobedo, that was mad quick, which is why I threw this one in here because I wanted to see how quick you could get this one. So without further ado, what do you got, buddy?
As someone who lives, born and raised in Dallas, this player was both a Maverick and a Knick, Derek Harper.
Derek Harper.
Rick,
We got Dare, drug abuse resistance education up here.
Yeah, I got that.
We got Mr. Rick Moranis right here in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Dare.
Oh, Rick.
That was Archie.
That's the one that messed me up.
We got a harp right here. We got the Her album cover.
Yeah, Her is great.
Rick,
I know that. Yeah.
Oh,
The Harper is what got me.
Yeah.
I knew that was her, so I kept saying Drachi because I'm like, that's Archie, right?
I got the
How
dare.
about
It was the Rick that got me.
Rick
was-
that got you.
Rick got
So, the dare Harper, that's why I said, with
Well
these
done.
Dictionaries, you just got to find the pieces that you can connect, and then everything else will make sense.
terrible.
So,
Both of those was good. Both
Listen,
of those
like I said, I blame the Oakley. This is
I don't blame that too.
He was
That is
charged.
so good.
So
I go with that.
as the person that makes those Dictionaries, I don't really know how to experience the opposite side of how it'll be until I was in Dallas, and I had my microphone out in front of the Dallas game, and I had some people come up trying to do it yeah, we're diehards, been diehards, and they went 0 for 10, and some of them were so easy that I was just all right, don't tell me you're a diehard when you don't know the most iconic Knicks players that I spelled it out for. And the first 3 were elementary school level. These were a little bit harder, but they couldn't even get those. So I understand it not being as easy as I may think it is, but it is what it is. So, but
Phil,
this
I
is
gotta-
a great pour.
I got a challenge. I want to see some of the more obscure Knicks make it into the Dictionary. I want to see Lou Amundsen on the next one. I want to see you really go deep and try to stump some of these Knicks fans.
Hey, that's a challenge I'll take. Ask Lee. He came in the chat one day and was like, I want to see a Andre Bargani one. And
Norris.
we have that next episode, and Andre Bargani one.
Yep.
So I'll get whatever you want. You want to text me a list of crazy nicknames? I will definitely put it out there. So
That's a name. I wouldn't have got that because I'm allergic to that name. I won't even say that man's name. I refuse to say his name.
I love it.
If I see Andre on here, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
If I see him, I'm going to shoot a 3 with mad time left on the clock. That's what I'm going to do.
He's probably the most hated
If
Nick
I ever
ever.
see him, I would just probably go, why?
Prezi wants to see
Gotta
a
give him-
Marty Collins one. All
Gotta
right.
give him the Clyde voice. What are you doing?
What was he thinking?
What was he thinking?
All right. So now I'm going to throw this around to everybody that had the samples today. So, Frank, Ben, Apollo, what was your number 1 out of the 4 that we had?
Ooh, I'm going last.
That's not fair.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Ben.
I'll go first. Out of the 3 that we've had, the last one was the best one to me.
The last
Okay.
one.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Apollo.
Me, I'm gonna go with the signature blend.
Okay.
We're gonna go with the
Okay.
signature blend. Yes.
I love it. All right. Frank.
I'm putting my flag down on 6. I like 6.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna join Ben. I'm gonna go with 7.
My dude, Phil.
Yeah. I was definitely a fan of all of them, but I feel like 7 just speaks my language. That one was just one that I'm all right, so Oakley.com. Yep. All right, there's barrel 7. All right, here we go. But I love it. I absolutely love it. That's the winner for me. But one thing I will say is that signature series is one of those ones that always needs to be on the shelf. That is definitely a, welcome to my whiskey collection, taste this and get put onto this brand kind of bottle. So I absolutely loved it. And me and my mother-in-law will be enjoying it for the next 6 days. So, it is what it is. All right. So starting to be 10 o'clock. Thank you to the 420 something people that are still rocking with us live right now. We appreciate you guys. If you guys can, please do me a favor. I am putting the information for Oakley Spirits in the chat right now. Please give them a follow. Please check out what they're doing. Visit their website, pick up a signature series, test one of the other blends, but that is their website as well as their Instagram. And as we start wrapping up the episode, Molly, what do you guys, I know that, someone like you always has something cooking. So what can people look forward to when it comes to Oakley?
Thanks so much, Phil. We do have a few things cooking, actually. We have a few very special events that we're doing in 2026. We are also doing some special things with some charities that we are speaking with now. And most importantly, we really let the whiskey kind of decide what's on deck. So it's the ultimate decision maker in terms of what we release, and we're very fortunate that we are not super prescribed and structured in terms of what we're doing. So we know we have some special drops coming up in 2026, and the bourbon will tell us the exact order of those and what those look like.
I love that. I love that. And can people find the events that you're going to be part of on your guys' Instagram?
Absolutely.
Okay. Awesome.
Yes.
And where do most of these events happen?
So far, we've done something very special in New York City, a couple events there. We've done Nashville. We've done several things in Kentucky. So we're gonna be branching out into some smaller towns across the Midwest and then over to the West Coast. So wherever you are, Lee, as well. And I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, we'll be there. So just let us know.
That's awesome. So we might have to hit you up and do something like charity focused for an Oakley Spirits, Knicks Nightcap, Frank, New York City, like New York playoff watch party, where profits go to, an organization that we, all agree with and want to see change in the community from, because I think
to pay Mitchell Robinson's contract, that would be great.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be like this much will go to starving kids, and then the rest will go to Mitchell Robinson.
Right? Yeah.
Great idea.
I appreciate you, Molly. Thank you so much.
Likewise, Phil. Thank you
Ben,
so much.
what about you, man? What can people, where can they follow you and see what you're up to?
So I'm on Instagram, Sticks and Bourbons. I love a good stick with my bourbon as well. So you can actually follow me there. Now that I am introduced to you guys, you'll probably see me following the Knicks a little bit closer. You don't be surprised if you see me at a game.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
I would love that. I would love that. And we gotta, since you're part of the Sticks crew, we'll have to have a cigar together, because
my man,
I'm all about that. So
let's do it. Let's
make it happen. So I just put his Instagram right there. Sticks_and_bourbon. So follow him, support him. Because actually, no, that's not yours.
So it's gonna be Sticks_bourbon.
Sticks_bourbon. Yeah, don't follow that person.
Don't follow him.
Don't follow that person. I don't know who that is. I saw their hand and I'm like, that's not my guy. Sticks_bourbon. Oh yeah, of course. I get there and it's a Life of Lux bottle. Of course, that's your page. All right.
Well, if you go to the very next one, you're gonna see a whole lot of Oakley.
No, it just means you're good stuff. Shout out to my guy Joel at Life of Lux and everything they're doing. Frank, what do you got going on that people can continue to support?
Yeah, so I'm over at Uprocks, the head whiskey writer over there. You can find me on Instagram at Burb Your Enthusiasm. Going to be doing a lot of really cool things in 2026. Just trying to take the whiskey world by storm, much like Oakley has already done in 2025. So we're going to keep the momentum going. And follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok. If you don't follow me, I still love you. Just drink good bourbon.
I love that. I love that. All right. So before we head out, what are your guys' predictions on this game coming up tomorrow night, us versus the Atlanta Hawks? I'll throw it to you first, Apollo.
Atlanta's been shaky recently, so I think we should go in there and take care of business. I don't really know if I don't think Porzingis is even playing for them right now.
I don't think so.
He's not. Yeah, he's not. We just got to go in there and take care of business. Don't have what's this guy? The lollipop kid.
Trae Young.
Trae Young. Yeah, I don't even know his name anymore.
I call him Dirty Lollipop too.
Dirty Lollipop. Yeah. Don't have Trae Young rolling the dice on the center court again. I don't care. Don't start the F Trae Young chants. All it does is it boosts him up. Yep. He loves it. He looks for it. So just go in there and take care of business. regardless of if the chance or not, like this is a game that we should definitely win.
Yeah. No.
But don't go in there acting like you're the better team. Play like you're not. You know what I mean? Like I always say, play like you're not the better team.
Yeah.
And you absolutely can come out with a victory this game. So that's what I think.
No, I agree. This one's in Atlanta, so hopefully there's no Trae Young chance there. But it was kind of crazy. My wife and I don't remember where we were. We were leaving we were leaving somewhere in, I think it was North Carolina or somewhere.
Mhm.
And it was because we were in a cookout drive-through. So we're at a cookout
Yes.
drive-through
Yeah.
and we're waiting on our hush puppies, and this random like scraggly looking white boy starts coming up to the car, and I'm like, "Yo, what's about to happen here? Like, who is like what's he been sipping on that he thinks he's like able to just walk up to someone's car window like that?" And I saw him say the F word, and I was like, "What?" And so I said, "What did you say?" And he's like, "F Trae Young." So he got my Knicks jersey on. And I was just like, "Oh my God." Like, all right, bro. Okay. I was like, "You still doing that?" Like, this is crazy. Like, it's
That's
time to
funny.
move on.
It's time to move on,
from
man.
that one.
Like 5
But-
years old, man.
Yeah, I just saw that word come out of his mouth, and I'm like, "Yo, what is this like 19-year-old random like shaggy hair dude looking like Sideshow Bob like saying to me?" And then when I caught it, I was just like, "Oh yeah, okay, like, yeah, buddy." And his friends were like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, cool." Social media, gotta love it. All right, Eb, what do you think about this game coming up?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Apollo was saying, I call him dirty. Like I can't stand Trae Young. My favorite current player is Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry's my guy. So them comparing him to Steph used to drive me nuts. And then him trying to make it a rival with us just solidified it for me.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I just think we play our game. That's the verses with everybody. We again trying to be practice to be the team we want to be in the playoffs, and that on both ends. You got somebody that can score a lot of points. How do you play them on defense? And who do you have with whatever players are available? You get what I mean? Because we don't know who will be available just yet for the game. They said I think I saw Miles Deuce being upgraded. So
Yep. Questionable. Yep.
yeah, so like we don't know, but it does. That's what we're working on. It doesn't matter who is in the game. We're going to play our game, and that's what together as one on both ends. With Tibbs, it was we're going to play the next man up type vibes, but the next 10 up, not maybe the next 8 up. Not it wasn't really team. It was the next 8 men ups. Like if you wasn't in that 8-man span, 9-man span, you wasn't really playing too much. And then when we needed them in the playoffs, a lot of times it wasn't fluent because we didn't do it in practicing in the regular season to see if it even worked. Give it a try to see if we could get something. Like after Kolik's start of the season, I don't think last year he gets back into the rotation.
Yeah.
So we see playing, teaching, and making everybody ready. I think with this Atlanta game, Trae's going to try to do everything. Do that. Let him try. It's the one person shouldn't beat you. It's when you let them constantly get into the paint and dish to others. That's how we was able to kind of shut the Cavs water off both those runs. We made them one-on-one teams. Yeah, I think if we continue to do that and make it hard for them to get in the paint while doing it and contesting the shots, staying home, like we've seen, I've seen some rotations, and I'm looking with my mouth open, pause, because it was beautiful. Like the ball going around the opposite team, the ball movement is there, but so is our defensive rotations. So I'm excited to see that continue and how it looks on Trae. I hope we make it very difficult for him and make him look like what I think he is. I'm not a believer in his game. And you can't let him. He does lob though. That he does. So it helps mix up his floater. You don't know if it's a floater or lob. So you again you have to make him a scorer and not a scorer and somebody that's getting others involved.
Yeah. All right, Frank, what are your thoughts for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll just keep it simple because I know that we're playing them again on the 2nd, and I want to see us go in Atlanta, handle business. I want to see us come back to New York, top of the year, handle business. I think we're going to get that done. Honestly, we've been holding down the home court, obviously, and Atlanta is kind of on a skid right now. So I think that we're going to be able to jump on them a little bit in Atlanta. But I want to see us not rest on our laurels and take this win and then feel like we are the champs of the world. Atlanta is old news for us. Let's go into Atlanta, handle our business, go into the Pelicans game, handle our business, go into the Atlanta game on the 2nd and handle our business again. And let's just keep this good vibe rolling. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
No, I love that. The Atlanta is old business. I think that's one thing that this team needs to show. They may have been a thorn in our side before, but we're not that same Knick team. They're still that same Atlanta team. We're not that same Knick team. Let's not allow them to get more credit than they deserve. Let's not give them a foothold that they don't deserve. So I agree with that completely. Lee, before I give my take, what's your take on tomorrow night's game?
This could potentially be a trap game. The Hawks are 6-9 at home. They've lost 8 of their last 10. A lot of that is due to slow starts in a game. So I think we need to come out and put the foot on the neck. The one thing about Atlanta, their best player is no longer Trae Young. It's a young man named Jalen Johnson out of Duke University. He is averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. 2 assists away from a triple-double while shooting 52% from the field. He's a two-way dog. And I think OG Anunoby being on him, I think that's a difference maker to me, is finally having him back and healthy. And if his shot can start coming around, hitting those open corner threes that he's been hitting, that's a huge part of our offense. I think we did this W, but I think we focused more on Jalen as a facilitator and really forced Trae to be the scorer. But to me, that's the best move, because I think if the ball is moving on their end, they got a lot of sneaky role players that can hit threes. Just let's keep the offense going through Trae, because we know in the fourth quarter, Jalen Brunson not only will outduel him, but he'll come up clutch.
I love that. One thing I love about Lee's takes is no one can say he doesn't watch ball. He knows not just what's going on in the Knicks camp, but he knows what's going on everywhere else, and he's a student of the game. So I love that. For me, I think the keys to the game are the fact that this New York team is different. What would happen in previous years, especially against teams like the Hawks, is as soon as Jalen Brunson would go down, our scoring would come to a halt. We would have issues scoring, and then we would have to play from a deficit when Jalen Brunson came back in the game. We no longer have that issue. We no longer have a depleted bench. And I think that as long as the bench continues to do what they do, we're going to continue to see success as this New York Knicks team. With Josh Hart being out, we got to see who's going to be in that starting lineup. I would assume it would be Kolek, based off of what Kolek and Brunson minutes have kind of looked like and how they've been, promising minutes. But I think McBride coming back, is something that would be beautiful, because then you don't have a fall off when it comes to the 3-point shot off the bench, because Kolek going into the starting lineup, now you have McBride there to play defense and to also hit the 3 at a high clip. So I love that. One thing that Walter White said is they have no one to defend Cat. And I agree. And I think the key to this, though, is Cat not being his own issue. Because what we saw in that last game and previous games before is his offensive fouls causing issues for us for the rest of the game. So that high elbow that he continues to throw, thinking that he's going to get away with it when he hasn't gotten away with it, they might not have someone to defend Cat, but Cat might defend himself. By putting himself into foul trouble. So that's hopefully what I hope does not happen. But I think we walk away with that W as well. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys on the 30th. We will not be doing it on the 1st like we had planned. I'll be flying home, but we'll be connecting with you guys on the 30th. And so I appreciate all of you guys for doing that. Yeah, shout out to Molly for this.
Those cards,
yeah.
man.
Oh, man.
Those
Come
cards.
on, man.
I love them.
This is A1, man. Come on, man.
So dope. So I love when companies do things in excellence. Matter of fact, I saw this weird shaped Glen Cairn on your guys' Instagram. Where do we find that? That's sick. I'll message you about that later. But to everybody on the panel, I appreciate you guys so much. From Molly sending out these samples and these bottles for us to enjoy and share. Like, seriously, it's not just impacting the game, but like I said, I'm making memories with my family off of these bottles. So thank you for that. Ben, seriously, a pleasure.
My pleasure. I have a question before the Knicks fan leaves, though.
Yeah.
And this is about the Knicks. So I'm just looking at some stats. I want to know what's the best part of their game. They're averaging 120 points. They're outscoring their opponents by 7. Atlanta's averaging 118. Their opponent is normally outscoring them by 1. Is it their offense or is it their defense?
Who Atlanta's?
No, New York's.
New York's?
Their offense right now.
Their offense.
Yeah.
So it's the offense. But they're outscoring people by 7 points. So, I mean, I guess they're scoring a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not shutting anybody down. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And we just had a long stretch, which affects the average of one of our best defenders being out in OG Anunoby. So that plays a huge factor because some of those games, that's the position we were getting smoked in, such as Timberwolves with Julius Randle. Julius Randle went on that stint, where he was constantly scoring because he wasn't going up against the guy that he would be up against in OG Anunoby that would have locked him down a lot better. So that kind of affects stats.
Y'all know me. I'm not trying to be different, but I'm a defensive hearted person. Y'all know that. I'm gonna go defense, and I tell you why. Even we go back to the game that just passed. It started really, Clarkson came with his spark off the bench, but it started because Clarkson and Kolek were playing defense. They were playing great team defense. We play smart defense, meaning the people that we wanted to shoot the ball, we Josh Harted people.
Yeah,
we were the people who Josh Harted somebody else.
Yep.
We let Thomas Bryant shoot. Go ahead, Thomas.
Show me something, Thomas.
we let DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, you good, but you struggling. Go ahead, DeAndre Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
You took the ball out of Mobley, took the ball out of Garland's hand, took the ball out of Spider's hand for long periods of time, and that came from defense and holding our own on that end. And I hope that continues to be our identity. People talk about Mike Brown, but they don't realize his specialty is defense.
Defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's his specialty. So you see now, even Cat competing. Yeah, he has some mistakes, but again, we're working on muscle memory right now. That repetitive. We're working on making it not like he's not thinking anymore, just moving.
Yeah.
And with defense, you make stuff. I think we're making things ugly. Like we had at halftime, we had something like 20 points off of turnovers at half.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of easy points your defense is giving you. So I think that biggest right now is that we're locking on that end. It's contested shots. Yeah, they see people shooting threes, but now we're there.
Yeah. So shout out real quick to my crew at A Steady Pour. Love those guys. Amazing whiskey podcast. Shout out to them right there. They always flaunt their black bourbon run jackets at me, and I get really mad about that. So shout out to those guys. I'm going to steal one of their jackets one day. Like their jacket will be mine. But, to your point, Ebony, Mike Brown is making impact when it comes to defense. You look at Cat, his foul trouble in the first half of the season was all on stupid defensive plays where he was making contact with players. Now he's getting fouled out because he doesn't know how to stop throwing an elbow, but he's not getting useless fouls on the defensive end. So he's found a way to compensate and still get, a nasty amount of fouls, but at least he's not doing it on the defensive end, which keeps him in the game a little bit longer. So I agree. I think
one thing about Cat, I'm sorry, I don't want to hold up. Just one thing real quick. Cat got to play smarter and not harder. Pause. You one of the biggest big men shooters in the league, right? In history, they claim. You use that. People know that. People know you can shoot. Give me a pump fake. Give me. Well, we got Melo right here. Work with Melo and get that jab game up.
Talk to me.
Well,
jab, like you can't smack people through the rim. To get to the basket. We can't. That's not a move. That's the smack move. That's not a basketball move. You're gonna get called on it every time.
Yeah.
So
Now that he's engaged, he's gonna lock in. Like he's gonna do everything that Ebony is saying. Now that he has this family to look forward to, he got engaged. Like now he's gonna be ready.
I hope so, Frank. I really
so.
do.
I
Because-
sure hope so too.
Because
They-
me,
they-
I'm
The frustrating part
What's that?
is the frustrating part is that most of these baskets, he's gonna make them simply off of his strength without throwing that elbow. Like that elbow is not needed. Like 9 times out of 10, the person he's going up against cannot match his physicality without throwing that elbow. That
I
elbow.
don't know. Sometimes I have questions about it. His strength. A lot of times, the lack of defense or the lack of offense comes because he can't move anybody. Like and he, so many times, I don't want to believe it. I question myself. Does he need some milk? Because it's just like you have an advantage on Spider, but you can't seal that post move. You can't seal the possession and get a turnover while trying to do it. Stuff like that. We need you on the court. We can't have you getting 2 fouls in under 2 minutes.
It's core strength. I always say with him is core strength. Like he might have muscles. You know, he might be able to bench press a little bit, but his core strength is really has always been the issue for me because it doesn't seem like he can hold his position against wings, even if it's wings. It's not, and he's 7 foot tall. So
that's what I was about to say with Lee. Do you think that they probably put Johnson on Cat, right?
Who, Atlanta?
Yeah.
I think the Tundra will play Cat.
Really?
And that's the Tundra will play Cat.
Because
Cat
I've always said this before he came to us, that he has a lot of similarities to the other point power forward we had, starting power forward, and the issues with smaller players. So that would be my only issue with Cat versus Atlanta.
They're going to switch a lot, so he'll see some of the guards, even Dyson, Jalen Johnson, guard him in some possessions too. He's got to know how to read the coverages and punish the closeouts, know when to take the three, when not to take the three, when to put the ball on the floor. But I hate the way he drives sometimes. Randall had like the tornado spin move that would go out of bounds. Cat is just like head down. It's too much physicality. It makes it easy for the refs to call the offensive fouls, whether or not the defender is flopping or giving his own theatrics. Like you got to be smart. Eb said it might be a counter or a jab set, something to get that extra additional space
Control.
between you and the defender, so that you have control when you're going to the rim. You don't make it super glaring for the refs to be like, that's an offensive foul, especially when you catch them in the first quarter. 2 in the first, it's like now your whole game
Come
plan.
on, bro.
All right, guys. So our guest Molly is getting ready to head out. It is 10:30. And so I appreciate you so much, Molly. Once again, OakleySpirits.com, people. Instagram, here is the link right there. Please check them out. They are incredible at what they are doing. And I am thankful for the over 470 of you that have rocked with us and tuned into this episode. Whether you are a whiskey head or not, give them a shot. Give them a shot. You will not be disappointed. And like I said on other episodes, when it's a brand that I really believe in, if you get it and you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'll give you my shipping address and I'll pay you half price for it. So I will let you at least get a half refund on it, but that would be on you if you didn't like it, because that's your fault. So thank you so much, Molly, for being on the show.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
Nice
Bill.
to meet you,
Thank Bill.
Molly.
Talk to you soon. All righty. That was Molly at Oakley Spirits, and so thankful that she was able to join us. Let's see what happens this week, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give my mother-in-law and father-in-law their bedroom back so that they can go to sleep. And I'm going to go hang out with my wifey. But I appreciate each and every one of you on the panel. Ebony, seriously, such a blessing to have you back. It seriously, the same way it was a gift to Lee to see you back. The fact that you were willing to come on the show as your welcome back seriously takes me back to like our early content days collaborating. So thank you so much for being part of the show. Lee, like always, your family. So I appreciate you. Love what you do. Looking forward to catching the post-game show tomorrow night. Apollo, you're my guy. Always thankful. Tell your wifey that I am so thankful that she's on it. Shout out to Todd, who's not on the episode right now, for introducing me to Molly and allowing, this connection to happen. Shout out to Ben, who's being, very mischievous right now and making me want a jacket that I cannot have. So that's the Black Bourbon Run jacket right there, the very coveted "You're Not at the Cool Kids Table" jacket that I've been looking for. So appreciate it. Frank, you can't hear me apparently, according to the thing. So Frank, thank you, Frank. Thank you for being on the episode.
Phil's saying thank you, Frank. He's saying thank you. I guess Phil can't hear me either.
I don't think he can hear anybody.
Frank can't hear me either.
Frank, can you hear anybody?
Frank, can you hear me?
I can't hear you, Ben.
All right. Well, we said thank you, Frank.
Tell
the group says thank you, Frank.
Thank y'all. What do you mean? Thank you.
Tell Frank I followed him on Twitter. Check his DMs.
I can hear you too, Lee. Okay, bet. I got you.
Okay.
All right. Appreciate you so much, Ben. Seriously, so great connecting with you. I feel like I'm just hanging out with a friend from the past.
Absolutely, bro.
Thank you guys so
Nice
much.
to meet you, Ben.
And until next
Nice
time,
meeting you.
like always, drink responsibly. Let's go, Knicks. God bless. If you guys need anything, please hit me up. Like we said, we all know from experience, this season can be hard for a lot of us. The year was crazy. And as we go into 2026, I pray nothing but blessings for you guys. But if you need anything, you want to chop it up, you need prayer, anything like that, hit me in my DMs. I'd love to chat with you guys. So until next time, cheers, God bless, and let's go Knicks.
Cheers.
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em a shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down.